to be doing Dania Darius of Twitch, which is totally understandable. However, this is TownScaper. I just got this. It was really cheap. You can get it on Switch. And we're gonna start a whole new game. As you can see, I've been playing around. And that is really awesome. This is one of my mad imaginings. I forgot that I needed to actually start new for Twitch. So this is gonna be our Twitch version. This is a really zen game. Put me to sleep last night. I kid you not. We have color options. There's some keyboard commands, and I'm sure on the Switch there are different commands. You can change the sun, its position, but it starts at here, you know. And it has different views, which we'll go to. I like the grid view. And when you go do that at another area, it makes the map a little bigger or changes it in this case, since we don't have anything built. And as much as I want to be organized, it's really hard to be, you know, to literally make straight lines. It's really not about that. It's about making something pretty. We're gonna call this our, I'm gonna actually just build a city center. And it's got these really nice sounds, you know, when you build something. So we're gonna start with that. And because this is on the PC, I do everything on the PC. I do have a Switch. In general, I forget that I have it. It kind of sits at my desk, and I don't want to swap the monitor out to go look at it. I need a third monitor just for the Switch. I do like to play Animal Crossing. Beside any other game I've got going on at the time. So here we go. It does some really cool stuff like that. And it also does this really cutout feature where you get, I'm not really fond of it when it does it that way. The one I'm more fond of is the different cutout that you get that's kind of nicer, like that one. See how suddenly it just goes blam you, and then when you give it a little more foundation, it pops right back in. There really is no rhyme or reason to this, okay? It's just fun. It's creative in a learn-as-you-go kind of way. I mean, it puts the doors in. So we're just gonna do this today because I'm literally stressed out. My Uber car broke. My car I use for Uber. The gear shift. See, look at that. As soon as you close a square, you get that. Now sometimes, I forgot to do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna raise this just enough, and we're gonna slap a wall in there. Sometimes when you do that, it doesn't give you anything, and then if you build a little house inside, you get yards. Sometimes you get walkways. It's not very consistent. And here we are, tan starter house. And you can do little tiny houses too. It's got some really great colors. Now the colors don't affect your quay. And I understand that the map grid is computer generated. This is a different one than I had on a couple of my other builds. It's a new game, and I mean there's somebody out there playing it, of course. And there was someone playing it, but I don't like watching other people play per se. Give or take that one time. Just kidding. I do watch Bifa plays indie games and people that do City Skylines. So we have this really pretty little, this is a nice little house. And you don't have to actually build a whole kingdom, but I like to build kingdoms, they're kind of fun. So we were going to create a street here. We're going to add on to the house, kind of. You don't get to choose your roofs. And blammo, look at that. Deletion is a Z key on a computer. So we now have a house that has a front door. Underneath, there's a door with somebody else. Community. I had a hard time getting the controls down, and instead of it being like the right mouse, it's the left mouse. It's really simple. Very simple. So let's get going. And the colors are really nice too. We have a visitor from Mr. Pooks, as everyone who has ever watched Danny Aderi of Twitch. We have the dog rubbing up. We have a really nice dog, but she is Cujo for the cat and other people. She's over here doing her I'm jealous of the cat trick. Not a fan of it. Oh, I guess I was using a tan color earlier. You want to force a roof on a flat, you know, walkway? That's how you do it. And there you go. Here's a little walkway. Just there. Houses change almost seamlessly. With a plop plop. You can do really cool things like just do a house. A house that color. Purple house. And there's a keyboard command for this, don't get me wrong. I just forget what it is. One of these learn as you go kind of games. If it can be called a game. I like to favor these because they make an interesting, really interesting roofs. 3 clicks and you get yourself a round rooftop. And now we can, whoops, wrong color. It's gonna be this darker color here, this blue. I can't guarantee that I'm gonna be doing this for long. And we just give it the rest of the house. Let me get a townhouse, why not? Showcase color here. Give that one the funny roof. Come over here and we'll make a less. There we go. It assumes that they're going to be by the roadside, period. Or by the water. You already have yourself a nice community. And there's just nothing to this. It's just zen-y. You know, stressing out about, you know, like The Sims or, you know, deficits or anything. It's just you, the water, and your mouse clicker. Did I build? Yeah, I did. I was cycling through the colors. And you'll notice how that says, hey, that's two different colors. We literally could put a house almost right between there. And then we have our red. So you get different houses based on... And look at that, you can just stop right there and you're good. Or do that. You have a house with a very interesting thing going on. Based entirely upon this, you know, procedurally generated, you know, grid layout. We don't have to use the grid. You can be, you know, adventuresome. I'm not very adventuresome. I like my grid. I like to know what I'm getting. So here we have our first little community. And we can turn on the snow, I'm assuming. Arrange the time of day. Go back to color. And this is more cartoon. I do understand you can export the object. So this means that you could technically build an entire landscape for 3D. I'm not sure how that works. Take a screenshot. Adjust the sun position. I like this view better. But, you know, this one gives you, you know, Pokemon level edges and stuff like that. You know, it gives you game edges, you know, game edges. I mean, you got a button here for that, but with the PC, this is a PC version. Here you have settings that you can set. Don't really need anything. Pin the UI. We don't have touch controls. Language. Sounds. I mean, if you really have to know what stuff does. So. I believe that's up and down, and that's just moving around. I'm not gonna monkey with it. What my husband and I talked about was that the way this is set up, let's put the sun back in its old position. I kind of like this view, but you can change your sun position. It's much more noticeable here with this view. So you've got your sun throughout the day. And you do that and all the little lights come on. So you literally can see your TownScaper at dawn. It's easy to do that, but it's also easy to fix it. But what we noticed is that Whoops. Yeah, like I said, that's really easy to do. Is that you can literally go into some of your scapes. It's a little hard to turn around in here though, when you're zoomed in this far. Because what, here you are. You can do a straight down view. And the Switch commercial is extremely zen-like, you know, it's like, this is a gal walking around town and she's got her Switch in her hand and she gets an inspiration and she sits down and plops some more stuff into her little city, or TownScaper. It's really nice. Let's try something a bit bigger. Or let's make something we already have bigger. So what we're gonna do here is add on to that house. I like to maintain color. And here we go. A nice little courtyard inside. We had a house right about there. It changes the interior. Bigger the interior, more fun it is. So we're gonna do that. Sometimes an accidental click is just that, a happy accident, according to Bob Ross. Just a happy accident. We're gonna make this a little larger because we're gonna create a cutout Blammo, there's a cutout. We want a little looky-loo around. It just adds all kinds of details when you do stuff. Like lights, a pitchfork in the yard. Slap this right here, we get a shovel. We get a completely enclosed yard. And we get lights on the outside of the houses. It's really just plain intuitive. You know, by adding something here, we add a yard. We add a couple of yards. That adds nothing, but that'll add a yard detail. You know, where there's a fence inside. With the drop down, you can get a really close, really nice look at what you've done. So if we got to look at the grid, we wouldn't have that feeling that we might be right on the edge, which we are. Boy, that would make something really interesting. So let's go with my favorite color. Do a purple out here. See what we get. And it seems that we build on the crosshairs and not in between, so. See how this goes to crap. But if we do that, we can literally move along the line. Things will get kind of different over here. And we are in a star shape again. And we are connected. We're gonna create a doorway. We're gonna create a doorway into the estate there, I suppose, or the warren of odd little houses. It even does some really cool things like make bridges like that. Don't like a feature, make it go away. I'll try something else. Loop it out of existence because just this easy as a click. Just arbitrarily throws in a dinette outside. Look at that. This says, hey, you don't have stairs here anymore because, well, and we do that, we have our stairs back. Most forgiving little thing ever, little, you know, meditation game ever. And you'll notice how that as you restrict the flow of water, the less water you have in the area. Do I have any idea what I'm doing? Not really. But, you know, making stories up in your head is a bad thing. And you'll see that at nighttime they turn on their little lights. And if a building has a lighter color during the daytime, it's a little bit lighter than the darker colored ones, like this purple. At dawn, they all have their lights out. Hello, viewer. Have a little bit of light. High noon, no shadows. Nothing like dog? Nothing like a dog alarm.
You know what? We got gas for it.
Anyway, we got groceries now. And so I'm getting a blow-by-blow of all the groceries that my husband got at the store.
You didn't tell me you were streaming.
Now he's yelling because I did tell him, but he was so busy giving me the blow-by-blow of his shopping trip.
No.
And now he's still hollering. It's a great background. I mean, this is why I play casually. Because life happens in my background. So downside, I'll probably be doing 4-hour shifts of Daria during the week while I don't have a car for work. And we will actually get caught up to where we need to be sometime. Oh, you... Oh. Oh, really? It's not going to want to do this for me. I see. There we go. There's our interior. I was shooting for the interior... So, anyway, on Steam, I'm about ready to take my squirt bottle to my husband. On Steam, this game is currently 10% off, and it is available for PC. It's also on Switch, but I don't know how much it is on Switch. I'm afraid to look. It's, so this is a $6 game, $7 game. It's not even $10. It is, doesn't take up a lot of resources. You can pretty much run it in the background to other games. We're probably going to be doing a terrible rendition today of, we're probably going to be super duper doing maybe, hopefully later we'll be doing the Division 2, I hope.
I love that.
I'm going to be starting over again, mostly because I do LARP stuff, and oh my god, all this chocolate. Anyway, so, like I said, we're, somebody is showing off his hunting at the grocery store. And says, quote, he's never going on a Saturday again, which I could have told him that.
Just tell everyone don't shop at Kroger.
Don't go to Kroger in Atlanta on a Sunday because everybody who is not working is at Kroger.
No, while you're hungry. Don't go.
Oh, and also don't go when you're hungry, but we all know that, right?
I saw everything.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get my water bottle out because he's still yapping in the background.
Got the bready one. If you squirt me with that. The dog's not fine. He's like, no, not me.
So anyway, we're really trying to reprogram the dog to not to stop barking whenever we have somebody at the door because she turns into Cujo and you don't want to put your hand down there because she will bite the owner that feeds her. Oh wow, did you see that new little table that popped in there? That is so cute. This is So, oh wow, we've really gone crazy with this purple here, haven't we? But yeah, you get what is it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 or 15 colors because I lost count. So that is Purple Town. I have yet to actually do anything all one color. So that is our purple district. Over here we have our little rainbow area because we were showing off colors. Your traditional colors. And if you look, we go in for some details. If we look at the white, most especially the white, it tends to have a little bit dark. It's a little darker at the bottom. Leave that. Now, I'm not a fan. I'm not a great big fan of Ekaru, but I do understand that it has its uses. And look how these houses have this really interesting thing. Like some of them actually wind up with binoculars on the, so they can look out to the ocean and have all that niceness. So, before bed, this is not a bad game. Or if you have anxiety or depression, to just really get into making up little happy stories about the people in your town. This is a happy little town. They decorate. And look at that beehive. They just stick little beehive, little details. If we leave it like that, we're gonna have a beehive. Well, since this is a really large estate, we're just going to do that so that they have an ocean view. And it doesn't mess with the beehives. And before you know it, you have completely filled in everything that you're building, mostly. We've actually opted to just leave this open. So let's do a yellow or green section. I think a green section would be nice. There's at least 3 colors of green, an aquamarine, 3 blues. It's, you literally could do your red to white from like the center out. Really shouldn't put that there. It's a really bad idea. We can do that instead. A cute little neighborhood here. And what we'll do is try and connect it to the other one. Here we are, starting in a whole new area. We're going to bypass the mansion's personal area. We probably should technically leave it open because, well, hey, they paid money for that. So we'll build a nice big greenhouse at the end of the block. Here. Have to remember to pause the music on YouTube, otherwise it shuts off on us, which is not fun or appreciated. Make sure we're still not, you know, busting their bandwidth for nothing, since we're doing stuff for free. Thanks to monetization. Remember to give, you know, our favorite no copyright sounds a visit, play a song, contribute to their free music, which allows creators to have background music when the games that they're playing, prevent them from actually streaming on YouTube with, you know, the game content music because somebody decided to make a soundtrack. Okay, that'll be my other Twitch. Here we are. I was hoping for an easier playlist that is a little more relaxing from no copyright sounds. The thing is that I admit that I don't spend a lot of time on it. I'm more interested in hanging out with everybody on Twitch and doing stuff. And so my spouse just strongly suggested I use melodic dubstep, and that's the playlist that we're currently using right now. So today we're going to use this, and this would work great for, you know, streaming streaming Final Fantasy or City Skylines, but it's just really, I don't really think it's this particular game's music. So what we're making here is a little Greenville area. We're going to start building this up because the house around it is large. And let's do that, so let's do that. See? Create a little opening here. The end of the street. Because you know you gotta do business. And whammo. And not so whammo. We can pull this off. And whammo, we are enclosed. It has to be enclosed to get the greenscape. Everywhere there's a door, you see... Oh, that's just not fair. There we go. You can force each area to have its own actual... So now we're gonna make a little village in here. I would love to do that, but and then that one always does that. I don't know why doing it right there messes with the greenway that we're creating. So now we have a very interesting place that when you look at it from overhead, it looks like, you know, a bunch of little places, which it should. And whammo, there we go, we got pastures and other things. And Cujo has been taken out for her afternoon stroll. Yay, Cujo! So, we are irrelevant with this hole. It's a lovely little town, but I kind of like the one where I attempted to make straight streets, which is not doable without planning. So, further out you build, the bigger the map. I went out 5 clicks last night and I did not find anywhere whatsoever. I did not find an edge to this. All I found was more beautiful flows to work on. So, anyway, hello Haas. I'm assuming that's you because you joined 40 minutes ago. Thank you. I'm going to be in the future diversifying a lot of my my streams besides just games. I'm going to do a book reading. I don't know how long that'll last on Twitch or YouTube for that matter. But right now we're just gonna do a Saturday Zen kind of thing because it's rest day. It's a great day to rest and not leave the property, which was really hard today. So let's see, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna make a small red house because this area is red. So we'll make a small family home. Well, a large family home, but small by comparison to some of the other estates that we've built so far. So they're gonna have their mini tower right here, a little bit of stuff over there. No, we're not doing that. So, there we go. A small home. Has an internal green. I really like internal atriums on houses. So what I've found so far is basically whatever direction you roll in, the game will generate new map or new grid for you. Can't edge, there's no edge scrolling, so you are stuck with using your keyboard, mouse, controller, whatever you're using. From above, this is what it looks like. Doesn't look like much. I'm gonna showcase. So it automatically saves everything that you do. It comes with one pre-save, which is this little house right here. But every time you open a new one, you get a completely new save made for you. This is the one we're working on. This is the one I did last night before bed. And the game does have sound, so I was doing some weird stuff last night with this one. I was attempting to create straighter street lines to actually have a grid layout. Oh, I was so badly mistaken. It is not possible. It is slightly possible, but it is not possible. Because as we're noticing, the map, you literally have to look at the grid to do it. And then I have a little bit of ADD, so at some point around here I got bored and I went off the rails of my original plan. That's the bottom line. It is very easy to go off your plan without maintaining focus because it's just that much fun. It was difficult. I tried to create green scrapes in these areas, but it was just not happening. It was a no-go. But it's really is cute, you know. A lot more close-knit. I just playing with the colors, so I decided to use all the colors from the bottom all the way to the top. So we have this rainbow house and with terraces, apartment. Really different. I'm pretty sure, and I had this little tiny round piece or grid line, and I wound up with that. Now it was really kind of cool. Okay, everybody, turn your lights on. So it's actually really nice. My first couple were really interesting too. So there we are. Really nice place. Face the sun. Everybody turns off their lights. Can open. This one had a little more rhyme or reason. I was madly experimenting with things, so. And the thing is I got the game in the morning, and what happened is that I was grinding Final Fantasy on one of my alts and role-playing in the game, and so I didn't get to this until like practically bedtime. This is one that I decided I would start. I started differently than the first one. This is the second one. This was the first building, and there was some, some dottage that led out away from it, from the original middle, because I really like those. There we go. So what happened is then I began to do things to it. And the little small islands that I built outward of it turned into these orange things. And most of the orange large estates have internal beauty of green. Filled in some white. Began to move outward. So this is completely connected. Am I done with it? Probably not. Will I ever finish it? Probably. There'll be... I don't think these things can ever be finished. They're literally what they are. They're just click Zen games that are actually stress-free. There's no objective, and when there's no... Even in the Sims there's no objective, but Sims can irritate you when they don't do what you want them to do. And it doesn't matter how much you take away their free will. This here, everything is easily correctable with the left or right click. This place is a really big place. I think it's like the town center or meeting hall or whatever little story that I tell myself. The houses around it, or they could be guild halls or schools or any number of things. And all the outlying houses have their own little story somewhere in the back of my head. The town is, developing according to the colors, to color bands. You ever take that blue one and that green one? And there'll likely be a nice green color band out here if I ever come back to this. But I'm just showing you that, no two townscapes can be the same, because they're happy accidents that happen with your clicker. So this is, I believe, my very first town. And I had some kind of idea, but it kind of went down by the wayside. And it kind of looks like my first one, because it's not really as interesting as the other ones. But yet it's really nice. So I'm going to go back to the one that we were building together here on Twitch. And yeah, I know. I know you're watching. But it's cool. Now, if I can remember which one it was. Aww. There we go. There's no name on these, they're just pictures of towns. And the music is really chill on its own, so there's that. So we are currently working with the green. Oh no, we had actually moved on to the red, that's what it was. This house needs a boat. Need a boat to come here. That's all there is to it. You just need a boat. Boats are good. They're like, yeah, we'll take that little island. And block of view, of course. Yes, we will take this little island. We would rather spend more money for this property than they spent for theirs, and they have the bigger house. Right. That little cute little walkway there, walk through. Because our town has, you know, we have stories for some of the houses. Because we can't build there anymore. Happy accident. There we go. And back to the music. So if you're interested in completely landlocked, that's fine. We can load another different game. Or make a new one. And you can build little boxes like this. I kind of like to put a little bit more on the house. For visual interest. See a lot of houses in my at work when I work that have roof lines that are just boring or just don't make any sense. Or they look like they've been cut off of a piece of cake on the side. Not my favorite. There we go. Our latest creation, the red neighborhood or district. And immediately there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just what it is. Hours of meditation or just not thinking about things. Let's see if we can't give this some more visual interest. Hey, that's cool. Yeah. And bammo. Always this one right here. Move that right there, and there we go. Back to the magenta. Wow. So, wow. Somebody likes our city so far. This is great. I'm a little slow on my responses. I don't usually get my alerts for some reason. Okay. This is a really good place to throw in a little little splash of orange. So I'm gonna do that. This isn't pretty bad. You know what the pieces will do. I really need to start experimenting to see what else I can get going. And we have Doggy Watchdog. Thought it was time for a little nighttime view. I'm gonna turn the grid on and see. Pick a random color. I don't know how to do that. Let's go with this one. We don't have a lot of blue in here. Let's try building over here. Mostly because we'll get some kind of interest. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we can get out of this shape. Let's see what kind of neighborhood we can get out of this. I really wish we didn't need to build the edges and could actually choose to put in the greenery. That would be ideal. Maybe update later. Oh. There's no harm in random clicks. We're gonna go with happy accidents here. Yeah, I was gonna just play this, you know, without streaming, because it's rest day. But I thought, you know, it's a brand new game, and people, even $5. You know, it's kind of, I didn't actually have $5. I literally was lucky enough to have money on my Steam account, and I accidentally purchased it while putting it in the cart, and I was like, you know what, I had money in my Steam account. It was a complete happy accident. Because I went to look at this because it came up on a recommendation. And we have a visit from the fluffy white bok choy. Cat of the hour. He doesn't visit very often. He's more needy than the other cat, but he's very polite. He's the politest little white kitty ever. Needy, yes, but not like Mr. Pooks, who doesn't care about anyone but Mr. Pooks, because she is gangsta. So she actually gets tossed off the desk more than this guy does. This guy, you're kind of like, hey, you visited. It's so happy to see you. As we can tell, the level is going down. I am excited to see how this is going to work out once we get nothing but ground cover, and what we would need to do to... No, that's a happy accident. We'll just leave that there. And nope. We have some places that are not being nice and helpful. Right. I was hoping to get a really nice green space in there, but I think to look it over. For gaps. So we have a button pusher here. Mr. Pooks is... Oh, this is not Mr. Pooks. This is Bok Choy. He wants pets. All the pets. Don't you, buddy? And sadly, he's on the mouse cord and etc. Yes, I am really old school about my mice. Um, except when I want to go play by the computer. Okay, it's just being stubborn. See? Look at all those manhole covers. Alright, so it's not gonna want to do it. Okay. That's really sad. Oh, wow, that was very interesting. Go. The green space is all in blue. It's a long way away from town, but, you know, that can be handled. Because I've decided we're going to develop in between here and there. And was, there we go. At least has a connection. Those fencing details are really nice. So, there we have it. After all this work, we have, or all these clicks, we have a cat not gonna let us do anything about letting people see the little place at nighttime. Kind of reminds me of Preg in Vampire the Masquerade, the first one. The hokey graphics. It was a pretty good story for the time. Pre, 2005. Would I play it now? No. It was a good story, don't get me wrong. But more advanced the graphics gets, the less likely I want to play a lot of stuff, even if I really like the series. So with that said, we're going to quit out with a Nanu Nanu and see you next time. Not sure when we're going to do another TownScaper, but we will try to do so soon.